I don't have, because I wrote a short message, so I don't plan to preach long. It was necessary. Period. And sometimes, Brother Spears, we get upset because God has pushed us somewhere that we don't want to go. This message came to me Friday, Thursday, because I was on the phone ministering to a young lady. And I said, you have to understand that sometimes you are being pushed into your destiny. Because most of us are not going to go of our own cognizance. I wish I had some help on this side. Most of us are not going to go of our own strength. So God has to allow the enemy to push us, or God will simply push us himself. I don't hear nobody talking to me. Because if the truth be told, we're not going to go when God says go. The truth be told, we're not going to move when God says move. So sometimes God has to push us into our place of purpose. To push is to apply pressure for the purpose of moving something. To move an object. To force one's way on someone else. We push our way through the crowd to urge forward or urge persistently, to put pressure upon. That's a push. To bear down hard. That's what Webster says. To exhort, pressure, push. To extend or enlarge. To promote is another definition of push. To sell. I don't hear nobody talking to me. To advertise is another definition of push. Sometimes we're being pushed because we're being pressured. But sometimes we're being pushed because God himself wants to advertise, this is how you will look in the end when you are pushed into your purpose and it does not feel good. This is how they're going to look. I hear the word of the Lord because some of you hadn't grasped it yet. I hear the word of the Lord telling me in the story of Job. Job was pushed. And he said, yea, though he slay me, yet will I trust him all of the days of my appointed life. I'm going to wait on the Lord. And Job lost everything that he had. But because God had already given him a platform. What do you mean, Elder Stevenson? God has given him a platform. God will give you a platform in the presence of your own enemies. I don't hear nobody talking to me. God will give you a platform when you didn't ask for one. He'll place you in a position where he is pushing you. And because he is pushing you, people will look at you and not understand why you're going through this or why you're going through that. Job's friends turned their back on him and they said, well, you must have sinned or you're just foolish. His wife told him, you're foolish. Curse God to his face. You're a public embarrassment. You are a public humiliation. Ain't no sense in you talking about all the days of my life I'm going to wait on God. Forget God. Lord Jesus. Pushed. Some of us in here are surrounded by foolish talking folk that'll tell you it don't take all that. I wouldn't let them talk to me that way. I'd cuss them out. I wouldn't let them treat me like that. Don't pray. Why are you praying for them? I don't hear nobody talking to me. Sometimes when you want to sell something, you have to advertise what the contents of what you're trying to sell. And sometimes if we're going to be the light of the world, Jesus said, you are the light of the world. You are a city that's set up on a hill that cannot be hid. Folk are looking at us. And if Jesus is trying to use us to promote the gospel, then we've got to be pushed into a place that we don't want to go. Yes, it's going to be uncomfortable. Yes, it's going to feel like some growing pains. But when God is pushing you, your consolation ought to be the fact that though he slay me, I'm yet going to trust him. Push is to exert outward pressure and to advance despite opposition and difficulty. To advance despite, not sustain. A lot of us are being pushed and we are the same place we were last year. And we're the same place spiritually that we were the year before that. And we're at the same place emotionally that we were the year before that. So we're being pushed but we're not going anywhere. We're doing the same thing last year. If you made me mad, I cuss you out. This year, if you make me mad, I cuss you out. We're not growing in it. I don't hear nobody talking to me. If the church made me mad, I get mad. If the church upset me, I get mad and don't go for 6 months. Now if we get upset, we get mad and don't go back for 6 months. At some point, you ought to see growth in your own self. Surely nobody talking to me in here. Your push can come in many forms. Your push can come because people have such high expectations of you. It can be a motivating factor. It can come because you have a complete support system. It can come because you've been pushed to have a desire to have nice things. Some of us will work 2-3 jobs to get that flat screen TV. Some of us will take on, I don't hear nobody talk, you pick up extra hours because you want a car or a new car or a new computer. Or we do things because we want things. So sometimes that motivation comes from within. Somebody said from within. Now look at somebody sitting next to you, tell them, but every now and again, I ain't got nothing down on the inside telling me to push, telling me to go ahead, telling me to hold on. And every now and again, I sure wish I had some help in here. You got to push beyond what you feel. You got to push beyond what you can see. You got to push beyond what folk have spoken over your life. You got to push beyond foreclosures. You got to push beyond